features of the round of 16 that starts tomorrow. I'm going to give you the features of that. But first, good morning, guys. Welcome to Vote Sports on Vote 104.3 FM. My name is Godwin. I'm here with the team to talk about the Club World Cup and some of transfer news because Arsenal again, yesterday evening, went to start another defender. Arsenal fans are tired. Want to start another defender. They are looking for a striker. They are looking for Ateta is talking about bringing another defender from Spain. We'll talk about that on the show. Good morning, also. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning, sports lovers. It's an amazing time of the season. After all, this is the last phase of this season. We'll enter next season from July, and let's see how the teams are preparing. For Arsenal, preparing really, really hard in defense.
I saw on the internet that somebody said that Ateta prefers not to concede a goal than to score a goal. But let's see. Okay. Good morning, John.
A very good morning to you, Godwin. Good morning to all the super fans out there and all the football maniacs. You know, when your enemy is making a lot of mistakes, you just take a sip of coffee and you laugh and chuckle, and then you see how the cards play out. I've decided not to, bother myself too much with Ateta. I think his time is up. And if he doesn't see that he needs a striker, then his time is really up. QED.
Remember, guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. You can go there, drop your comments. We'll be reading your comments live here in the studio. Okay, yesterday's results. I'm going to give you yesterday's results. I will talk about some of them. Then we'll talk about the tomorrow. We'll talk about the round of 16, and I'll tell the people that are qualified. Then tomorrow we'll talk about the round of 16. For yesterday's fixtures, Juventus lost to Manchester City 5-2. It was a clinical game for City. And City are prepared for next season. I could see how they play. The pressured teams, they play well, and they won comfortably against Juventus. Halaand scored his 300 goal as a player. That guy is a machine. He's just 24 years old. And the other games that happened in that group, even though that both of them were out, is Casablanca and lost against in 2-1. And the final group is Hilal beat Pachuca 2-0. Then Real Madrid beat Salzburg 3-0. Okay, let's talk about the City game. City, they are prepared for next season. Pep didn't want stories. That short window opened, he went in and brought all his players so that they could begin.
We haven't signed all our players,
but at least majority of the players are in. Okay,
let's just use
when you say that you have not signed all your players, where do you want to sign? Because yesterday your goalkeeper said that he's staying. He spoke with Pep, so he's staying, so you don't need the goalkeeper again because Ederson is staying at City. So when you say you want to sign, what you want to say? You have Mamouche and Haaland as your striker. You have midfielders Yapa. Defenders that water for your team. Like if they flow like rivers of living water. So what do you want to buy again?
I'm just going to make a blanket statement that is a callback to what you said. We finished third last season and you said that for Citizens is a bad result. I agree with you because we are in a class all by ourselves. We are the only team that has done the 4 back to back, 4 in a row. And because of that, a third place finish is a bad season, granted, right? We are in a class by ourselves. And when I say that we haven't finished our signing, it's because there's no other club that can measure to us. So when you say defenders full everywhere, strikers full everywhere, relative to other teams, that's fine. And that should be a benchmark to stop, right?
Yes.
But relative to City and our aspiration for ourselves.
Okay, wait.
Yes.
Which
relative to our
let him finish.
Relative to our aspirations for ourselves, not by other Premier League squabblers. Our aspiration for ourselves.
In other words,
right? We are not yet done spending.
In other words, you aspire to Maguire to aspire to aspire.
In other words, we are not yet done spending.
Okay. What I want to ask you, if you look at that team, before we talk about this game, which position, defense, midfield, or attack are you lacking?
We need a right back. Yes, we need a right back.
Just the right back is the problem now.
No, we need a right back and we need a goalkeeper. Yes.
You don't like your goalkeeper again?
Ederson was on his way out before
he made it. Again.
He no concern me now. He no concern me. Whether it's this summer, we can sign in this summer and the person comes in January or come next season. He no concern me.
Ortega can just...
Ortega is our backup.
So I didn't sign another goalkeeper.
I need to sign, either I'm signing a Diogo Costa or I'm signing somebody else that is going to be the next number 1. Ortega is not my number 1. Ortega is the backup.
Okay, let's talk about this particular game.
See, let's talk about this signing for Man City. They've done brilliant business already in the market.
Fantastic
Good business in the market. Getting their players in early, getting them into the World Cup. Look at yesterday, it was Tijani and Cheki again on the beat. Savio, I don't know if Chavez for that match yesterday, but Savio on the beat. Bernardo Silva should be on his way out. By the performance of last night, by the performance of for the past 1 year, I've been saying it. By the performance from the last 6 months, he should be on his way out.
Do you know the new captain of Man City this season?
Bernardo. That's what I say. He's supposed to be on his way out. When they give him captain man, which means he's sitting there with.
You don't understand that.
He's sitting there with chain and that for there already.
You don't understand that Pep likes that guy.
That be the thing. And you keep looking at the matches, you keep looking at the games are number.
You are not seeing what he's doing. Pep is seeing.
Pep is seeing. What that coach is seeing. But me as I did, I'm not seeing.
You are blind.
His games by numbers does not impress me. But this manager keeps starting him per games. Good enough, he's there. But me, I'm saying, by the way Tijani played, you know that if you have in midfield, you have Rodri starting. Gundogan already has a replacement in Tijani. That's for me.
So, I'm super happy about that.
KDB already has a replacement in Cheki. Probably. He's not up to that level yet, but he's supposed they're good enough to fill in that KDB shoe. We already talked about the Bernardo Silva replacement in Foden. That one is already dying down. I don't know what's wrong with him this season. So I think it was off this season. Maybe we'll say it's an off season. Yeah. We'll say that it's an off season for him. So I might forgive that one until I see the result for next season. Now, these two players they brought in midfield, they are replacement for outgoing players. But I was feeling like the outgoing players, they can't carry captain band, give one of them the Bernardo. Then I said, okay, fine. Then now you now go back to the market again. You look at the defense.
The truth is that
the defense is right back, Rico Lewis and Nunes.
I think they can do the job.
In Norwich.
They can do the job.
No, let's be honest. You can convert players to do the job and they do it well for you, like the likes of Ben White. In the Premier League, I think 2 seasons ago, last season he was off injured, but 2 seasons ago he was the best right back in the midfield in Arsenal side. In the Premier League, he was the best right back in the Prem. What was his number? It was great. Was he a right back before he came to? No. At least United, this guy was a DM. At Brighton, he was the centre back. Now at Arsenal, they shifted him from DM to CB because he was a Brighton player at first. Then he went on loan to Leeds United and stayed almost 2 years there. Now at Leeds United, I used to know the guy. Say they play DM and centre back. But at Arsenal, as they paid his full price, Ateta sent him to the right back, and he went there. Even the people they brought him to come and play right back, the Jurriën Timbers, the Tomiyasus, everybody, he put them on the bench and he started in that position. So I feel like
came in 1 year after him.
Now I feel like this guy now, Nunes, last night did a good job. If he improves on his defensive capabilities, he might see that position full time. Same as Rico Lewis, but bros, the way they take exploiter.
So the problem, the problem with Man City is just the right back.
That for me,
that's the only problem.
But John is wanting Man City to sign another starting 11.
I don't know what they.
John wants Man City to sign another starting 11.
For example, if you look at the substitute bench of City in this game, they have Gundogan, they have Haaland, they have Cheki, they have Foden, they have Stones, they have Ake, they have Nico Gonzalez that they bought 50 million pounds down and have not even played anything. They have Otega, the goalkeeper. They have Victor. They have Guadiola. They have Kushanov. They have Oscar Bob. Almost see these people. All of them might start another starting 11 for another team. I want to buy another one. I think people are enough.
No, they talk truth. You see this Oscar Bob.
Thank you.
Nico O'Reilly them.
Now Mezu.
We know. Say they don't play for Pep.
No.
So they play last season. I say
Oscar
Pep.
Bob. Oscar Bob was ready to break into that first team before he got that 1 year injury.
No doubt. You
cannot count last season for him.
I'm still rooting for Oscar Bob. Then secondly, Aureli is going to be playing on that left fullback position with Aït-Nouri. Just go back to the center. Make them fight them out in that center, right? So, but I'm saying that you cannot count on what we have on the right fullback position if you are in it. That's why I say you can have ambition as a club, right? There's no problem with that. But when I look at what you are doing in work-related things, maybe on the pitch with the players you have, I know where ambition is. Liverpool just won a Premier League. They are still signing up on signings, right? Somebody has perennially missed out.
How many players are City bought? How many players are City bought?
As much as we need to be able to build a squad that we want. We've not bought enough.
John never. I said for John, I never buy.
the problem is that even Pep is already talking about he have a big squad.
You're having a brutal squad. This is the same thing we're complaining about Chelsea.
I even said it at this last press conference that his problem now is that he have a big squad.
He has selection headache.
You know that Pep is not a player that changes his formation. He might play one starting 11 from beginning. Sometimes he doesn't even make changes in his 90. He plays 90 minutes. So if you have all these superstars, imagine Guardiola on the bench or Diaz being on the bench for 100 for how many times this season, you have a problem with your squad. So he needs even to sell.
We do not need to sell.
That's I told you that this guy will give captain man for next season. Suppose don't come out.
Leave him.
Suppose don't come out.
The truth. That guy.
You buy
Gundo, Bernardo Silva, and Ederson. 3 of these guys are on their way out. Yes. So whoever is rotting now may have to, endure a little bit of persecution right now till that happens, and then you have the starting shirt. Fine and good.
In this particular game, they beat Juventus 5 goals to 2. If you look at the statistics in that game, City had 24 shots in total, 11 shots on target. They won kill Juve in this game. Have 77% possession, have 769 passes, and 3 of them were accurate. Pep Guardiola's team is back. Everybody should be wary. The Premier League teams, look at them. They are back. If they continue the way they have played in these last 3 games, you know that they are back for next season, because last season was really, really off for them. Like Pep couldn't even believe what was happening.
I don't blame them now.
He was even throwing away 3-goal leads in some games. So he was shocked that he needed to buy in January, and now he needs to buy before the Club World Cup. He has one of the biggest squad in Europe
now.
The
downside is Kalulu. That guy they call Kalulu. I've been a Kalulu.
And him brother will be Mayulu.
Mayulu they do well for PSG.
Mayulu and Kalulu.
Kalulu is very delusional.
Maybe we have another young one. That will be another one.
Ball where they go out. I don't know how that guy is thinking.
Yeah, he just passed the ball into
you look over your shoulder. There's nobody pressuring you. The ball is already skipping. Turn and play to throw it. You go his left leg.
Sometimes, I play football sometimes.
I don't believe that own goal.
People will score own goal. You don't really know.
God will see.
God
will. Let me tell you.
Has he done it before? No.
Kalulu, he done that before.
He has not scored
this is his second own goal in this 2025.
If ball hits you and enter the post,
it didn't hit him.
I'm talking about other own goals. But this one happens sometimes they'll pass ball to me. I'm thinking I want to trap the ball, but the ball has already passed me, and you are like wondering where the ball is.
The ball is faster than you.
So it happens in football.
It crossed it from Savino.
No, it was Nunes that crossed.
Nunes. I don't know what this guy was thinking. Goalkeeper already made the charge. Everybody already shouted, leave it. I don't know. In Premier League, say it jump starts, because it was calm at first. Then all of a sudden, you now jump starts. Now, like say, it might not say in position half. And that was just
part of the thing.
I think that was 60-second goal. But Juventus come back. I think after the 1 goal from Juventus, good goal from Doku. I think the equalizer. You saw the error from Ederson.
Yeah, Ederson made a mistake. Yeah, it happens. Because you play out from the back, once in a while, you're always going to make a mistake. But Man City, what do you guys think? Even say when you start calling, do you think that City have bought enough? Because if you look at what I caught for you is the 11, the substitute 11, no, not starting 11. Starting 11 now, full score. I can all of them. Mamouche, all of them start for 11. I just called this substitute bench for City, and John here is saying that he wants more.
Enough.
Or more greedy. People are greedy in this life. Where some teams are struggling to buy 2 or 3 players, John has a 2 starting 11. I think it helps Pep too. He helps Pep because sometimes it helps him to organize his squad well. When he has a big squad, it helps him manage his squad, think. So imagine he lost Rodri because he didn't have a replacement. He struggled. So now he has a lot of Rodri in that team. So if one come out, he has to replace him. But let's see what happens to City. Other game that happened yesterday is Real Madrid beating Salzburg 3-0. I think in this formation now, I can see maybe he played a 3-man defense. Alonso. I think he played a 3-man defense in this particular game.
Maybe in reality they play since.
In this particular game. And
Coach Alonso repeats.
And they won that game. They won that game comfortably 3-0. Vinicius scored the first goal and got an assist to Valverde in the first half to make it 2-0. And again, Gonzalo Garcia, that boy has scored 2 goals and assist in the first 3 games for Alonso. He is from the academy player. I think he's going to play a big part, even though he's having all these opportunities because Mbappe was sick throughout this. Even though he's back on training, but probably from knockout stage, he'll start playing But good game for Real Madrid, they beat Salzburg 3-0. Fantastic game for them.
Yeah, like we said yesterday, it's a fantastic win for them. Even if they win, it's not going to be like a world-breaking result because this is Salzburg. It's not like this is what will we say now, Man City or any other big team out there, right? So it's a good win, fantastic. You see that he had the opportunity to test out his formation against a weaker side, and they performed. So good one for him.
Also, good game for Real Madrid.
You say you could think they played the lineup.
I know they play 3 at the back.
They've always been playing like
They've
that.
not always been playing
Bro,
like that, man. They've not always.
They've always been playing like that.
Okay.
It's on paper, you don't see it on paper. But if you see the game, the way they play, you know at least how they play. You get. Now, I know he doesn't have an extra body.
Before you talk about, let's talk about this 3 at the back. How do you know that a team is playing 3 at the back? I'll give you an example. If Arsenal, how do you know? Is it when they are attacking or when they are defending? That's how you know when they are playing 3 at the back. If they are attacking, for example, if they are attacking, that means the fullbacks would be up, and you have to see 3 players in your opposite half, trying to weather. For people that are playing 4 at the back, even when your fullback goes forward, your center, your defensive midfielder just stay position. With the two center halves to make it. So depending on how you want to see it, but truthfully, if you want to see 3 at the back, it's when you are defending. You will see those 3 guys there, and those 2 guys. That's how you know it.
Look at it.
But for the past 2 games for Real Madrid,
you could
see that they are playing 4 at the back, but this one you could see they are playing 3 at the back when they are defending.
Go back and look at the game when they are in possession and when they are off possession, when they are defending. You would always see 3 men there. When they are in possession, it's up front, Trent and Garcia go up. You get Fran Garcia go up. The other 2 stay back. Hoyton and Asienso. Then one person in between them. Tchouaméni, preferably Tchouaméni in between them. When they're in possession. When they're off possession, you see them like that.
Tchouaméni is between them because he's dropping back.
Now look at it now. When
in case of a counter, not because they are playing 3 at the back.
Wait, when they're in possession, Tchouaméni goes ahead, leaving 2 behind. You get? That's the extra body in defense. The extra body in defense helping out in attack. But when they're in possession, he runs back to drop back. If you're playing a 4-man at the back, you will always see 2 of your defensive midfielders or perhaps 2 of those midfielders coming in between the fullback and each of the defender. In between the fullback, you have your right back, 1 CB behind him, then one midfielder behind him, then your center back. I could tell you. See, I wish there was a board here. I could draw it for you.
Not be by drawing.
I watched Real Madrid for the past 2 games.
Thank you.
If you are defending, you could see that line 5. Obviously, if you are playing 4 at the back, you could see that line 4. Only the difference that you just see 2 or 1 defensive midfielder in front of those defense. That's the difference. But if you are playing 5 at the back, if you look at that line at that back, you see 3 defenders and 2 of your fullbacks.
You're looking at the last match where they had the red card.
No, I'm talking about their
first match.
Their first game. Then I'm talking the difference between a 3 at the back and 4 at the back. Most times it's when you defend. Once you are seeing a team play 3 at the back, for example, Inter Milan, when they are defending, you see those 5 players at the back.
Look at the players that
Arsenal plays 4. Okay, look at last season, and Arsenal play 4 at the back. You could see that when they are defending, you could see the difference that the wingers.
The 4, then you will see 6.
Who fall back to join the
like I said, I gave you an instance.
But then secondly, what I want to say is you can start out with 4 at the back and then you switch to 3, maybe mid-game or in the second half. That doesn't mean that you've always been playing 3 at the back, and that's the mistake he's making.
I'm not making any mistake. I'm telling you how. I'm not making any mistake.
Because for the first game, he started with 4 at the back, and then he made that switch in the middle of the game. Everybody could see that. Now you came in
but
and
you
said
he didn't
that.
make any switch at all.
Excuse
I'm telling
me,
you, he
when
played
did I
that 3
say
at the
he
back.
didn't make any switch? That's what I'm telling you. I said that he's always played 4 at the back, not 3, man. And in this encounter last night, that's the first time I've seen him play 3 at the back, and everybody can see it.
From beginning to end. Okay, but in this particular game, they beat Salzburg 3 goals to the
defenders in that game. You will list them. You will list defenders in that game. They beat the Salzburg in that game, good one, but you have to look at the way they've progressed, the way they've played their games from the time being. Coaches or perhaps teams have a style of play. I told you the other day we were talking about PSG and how their fullbacks like to attack. They run deep and they are in in seconds they are playing as the nine. In Arsenal, is the wingers coming back to defend as fullbacks. You get while other teams, it is the defensive midfielders coming back to split themselves in between those. If you look at Liverpool of before, look at Man United under what's it called, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
So
When you had Fred and Scotty hiding behind hiding behind Shaw and Dalot. You get, then you have your two centre backs. Now Fred and Scotty are in at the back of the full backs. At PSG, it's not like that. At PSG, you see the defenders going down, then you see the Vitinha coming in between those lines. The same thing is happening at Real Madrid. So it depends on how each team wants to play. This is how Real Madrid is playing, and you see the fullbacks, you see the DM coming in to complete that role. I'm just telling you, it's just clear at the back they've been playing all along.
My own is that you cannot really say it's true at the back.
Until you study the coaching and the system.
It's not even about studying. It's not even about studying.
How you just notice for at the, it's just easy to detect. If Arsenal is playing 4 at the back, you will know, because once you see that line of defense, when people are pressuring them, you can see those two centre back there and 4. Then the wingers can help. But if you look at Inter Milan, you will see those 5. Like those 3 will be 3.
Godwin, that's one. Even when the ball resets and the goalkeeper is meant to advance the ball, you see the goalkeeper advancing to the back line. You can see the back line taking the ball forward.
True.
You still have that as well.
If they want to settle, for example, the goalkeeper want to throw out the ball, you could see 3 defenders and probably the fullbacks now moves forward. You could just see it when you see it. But in depending on how your defensive midfielder is strong, for example, you can tell your defensive midfielder to drop back to the back 3 when you are defending. Mm-hmm. When you have the ball, progress. It happens like that. But course. Only thing is that most times you lose you cannot progress quickly. Mm-hmm. That's the difference in that one. But depending on how you see, but you will see. We'll see what Alonso is doing. Because when he won that, particularly with Bayer Leverkusen, he played 3 at the back and he was explosive. Last season he played 4 and played 3. He was interchanging last season for Real Madrid. I think in some games he will interchange it 4 at the back, 3 at the back, depending on who is available with him on that team. I think we said it on this show. Club World Cup is the right tournament for him to try things. You can try 4 at the back, 3 at the back, full backs going forward. So you know the kind of teams he has, but he's doing it well. Okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. Let's move to our YouTube channel and read some of them before I tell you the round of 16. The people that will play round of 16 starting from tomorrow. Okay, Judah Onokwa, good. Welcome to the show. He said, but John, your boy Pep said he has huge squad, but the cocoa is that Man City has more fans than Chelsea. Man City has more fans than Chelsea in all.
Say it again. Say it again. No, it's not even about whether it's Nigeria.
If it's Nigeria, it's impossible.
It's not even about whether it's Nigeria.
I don't know for statistics in Europe.
But just say it again. It sounded somehow in my head. Say it again. Let me know whether it will settle.
It's not even possible.
Whether it will settle.
When Chelsea won the conference league, I know here what.
They don't pass Aston Villa first. That's your argument for this Nigeria. Man City fans and Aston Villa fans who play.
This your argument now is inconsequential. I just want him to say it again. There's how it touched me in the spirit realm.
Okay, let's see. Okay, he's also saying that, but Bernardo played good last night. No, so okay, yeah. He is their captain. Nobody can take it.
He don't collect captain ban. Let's again you want to. He go play good now.
I watch Bernardo. Bernardo is a utility player. You need him in your squad. Any squad, you can play anything you want him to play. Defensive midfield, you can play. So I decided to be.
Don't play defensive midfield. I know how many areas does he go in.
He's been here for almost 10 years for City. So I think he deserves to be the captain.
Just don't play him in DM.
Okay, Chuku Obina, welcome to the show. He said, cool. Kalulu wanted to play the ball out for a corner.
He not play him out for corner.
It was unfortunate for him that he went in. Stuff like this happen.
Of course they do.
Not be corner. He jump start. He brain jump start. He not supposed to be corner. That's not true.
Baba, everybody makes that mistake.
They go. For example, they go. Saliba consider again Real Madrid. They pass the ball. I don't know what he was thinking. He just nicked it for him.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
He better say he sleep. The collect ball from
my
you.
own is that
or you think the collect ball from you.
You know me whether you sleep
or you nobody there on you.
This is not the worst on goal.
It's the worst.
It's not.
We have seen the worst.
It's the worst.
It's not.
That one.
See, there's something they call you score at own goal from preventing a player to score.
No, so this is happening in
this. You guys play tired. You guys play tired. No evidence.
This is a Jimmy Carragher standard of own goal.
He's a good player. He's a good player. People make mistakes. Even the best of the best score.
Even your goats make mistakes.
So,
that's
this
not
is
even
unforgivable,
good.
please.
now you they talk that one.
That one
Go
concern
come out
you.
and for Juve team. Now you
Go
No worry, we don't
go
we call am for
reduce
meeting
his
yesterday.
salary
Now.
now.
We call am for meeting yesterday. Say we don't give am this week money.
Go reduce his
This week salary
Okay,
now we divide am by
people be nice.
50%.
The information changes depending on what your opponent offers in a game. You could line up 3 at the back, but finish with 5 at the back. Finally,
Really?
he's saying there is only 2 City fans in Nigeria, John and the other guy. If you don't get fight for Nigeria, now I'm very sure about that one.
You know,
Don't get fight for
we
Nigeria.
have the biggest fan base in Africa. That's all I know.
Okay, and Anakletus will be welcome to the show. He said, I beg, forget Nunes' performance last night. That guy is inconsistent.
Thank you.
City right back and left back needs reinforcement
Thank
so
you.
that Guardiola returns to
The
center
center. Thank
back.
you.
Okay, finally, Joseph, welcome to the show. He said, Man City want to suffocate the poor next season, you know. But I thank God for Liverpool that is always there to stop them. Also, I trust Amorim to deal with Pep next season again. Okay, let's see. Next season is next month too. Okay, about August.
Next season and next month now.
Yeah,
That's
almost
still
like
July. July the season will start.
Yeah, almost like
Once
6
you're
weeks
having the
time.
open season don't start.
6 weeks time, I will know what if that will happen in the Premier League. Okay, the fixtures of the round of 16 of the Club World Cup. I'll give you the fixtures and I'll tell you who will play who in that round of 16. And if you look at that round of 16, who do you think that now, if you look at it, who do you think will win this Club World Cup first before I give them the fixtures of that encounter? If you look at it now, who do you think will win? Based on people that qualify round of 16, just choose one team.
City, man.
You thought City. I forgot that you're City fan. Because I beg, no,
I don't choose. I don't see challenge.
Why are you asking a West Ham that
I don't
doesn't
see
have a
challenge.
stake?
It's not why you asking me. I guessed it.
Okay.
I told you I have switched challenges to Italy.
Okay, who wins?
I've switched challenges to Italy. Which Italian team they?
Okay.
We did two. But they also go Champions
Inter
League.
Milan.
Normally, I was supposed to choose Juventus, so but Juventus they form my hand for now, so we are still with Inter Milan.
Okay, and round of 16 fixtures that will start tomorrow, 5 p.m. Palmeiras will play Botafogo. That's 2 South American teams will play. And by 9 p.m. tomorrow, Benfica will host Chelsea. On Sunday, 5 p.m., PSG will play Inter Miami. Then by 9 p.m. on Sunday, Flamengo will play Bayern Munich. On Monday, Inter will play Fluminense, and by 2 a.m. in the night, that same day, Man City will play Al Hilal. The final, Real Madrid will play Juventus, and Dortmund will play Monterrey in the round of 16. Then let's see who qualifies for the knockout stage or for the quarterfinals of the Club World Cup. Okay, let's talk transfers. Let's move away from Club World Cup and talk transfer, because transfers rumours are everywhere, you know. Should we start with Arsenal again? Let's start with Arsenal again, because
Normally,
Arsenal is trying to buy another defender from Spain, from Valencia. Another 20-year-old. Arsenal fans are tired.
Arsenal fans already.
They are tired.
They need CPR right now.
They are buying
They need
midfielders and defenders when everybody can see, even the blind can see that they need a striker. But somehow they keep buying defenders. They are in talk with a Valencia defender, 20-year-old player, to bring him to us. What do you make of him bringing another defender? Even though, truthfully, Arsenal only have Saliba as a right-footed centre back. Others are left-footed, like Gabriel, Kaliofoli, and what's the other game's name? And Kiwo. No, even though White can play, I don't even know why they even buying defenders in the first place.
You know, for me, I'll just say that I have no questions or bother about if they are signing a defender. For example, as the season ended, if you are looking at signing a Dean Houston, I would say fine, it's an upgrade on what you have, right? But at this point, my only talking point on this issue is who you get and who you want to sign. Who is better off? Are you getting an upgrade? Are you getting a project that you will keep developing for the next 3 years while you suffer through losses in trying to meet up with the big three in the EPL? That's the most important thing. So it's not necessarily about, are you getting finished product? Are you getting a superstar that can come in and make your team stronger? Or are you perennially going back to go and buy players you need to develop and ask fans for patience to develop them to become maybe 50% or 100% of their full potential, because at this point in time you need to look and be able to discern patterns, and the patterns that Arteta is giving us right now is, bro, pattern that what I'm getting from the team above me is that now you get this job, run am anyhow you want run am. There's no pressure anyhow on him, and he's not acting like somebody who understands that the time is short. For real, the time is actually short, and if at the end of this season he does not deliver anything, he should go back to the village.
It's interesting what Arsenal is going to do, because Arsenal fans are just angry. And yesterday, after the news for the the Brentford captain broke, now this guy is from a defender from Valencia. They are talking about signing him again. What do you make of that? Because if you look at Arsenal is a team that have one of the best defenders in the world. The name of the defender is
Mosquera. That didn't sound like Nigerian name.
Mosquera from Valencia.
Mosquera.
He's 20 years old, and people are talking about he is the future and all that, but that's not what Arsenal need. Arsenal has one of the
Nothing
best
may shock me again.
has one of the best defense in Europe in the past 2 seasons. So why are they buying defenders?
They say defense wins you
title. That's what Ferguson said, actually.
Thank you. Attack wins you matches. Defense wins you titles. It's as simple as that. Arsenal have gone on to score.
Where their title for last season?
Sure. Arsenal have gone on to score, I think, 80 goals per season. From 80 or 100 goals per season. They've now reached 800. So let's say Arsenal have gone on to score about 80, 70 goals per season to scoring 50, 60 goals per season. Now, what saved them, unlike the other people in the northern side of England, is defense. Because if they had considered like those ones, they would have had negative goal defense. They would have finished, down, like the rest of them. But as it is, defense kept them up there. I think scoring 60 plus goals in the season, defense kept them up there, second in that season. Now, they are going into a new season. Last summer, we said the same thing. We said Arsenal defense choke, and you went in to bring in a Calafiori. We complained. In January, you waited to bring a midfielder. Now you're going to bring in, I think you've brought in another midfielder. You're about to bring another midfielder. It's not that the deal is completed now. Christian Noga is about to come in. You're about to bring another midfielder. At the same time, you're about to bring another defender. Bros, they forbid you. They forbid you from signing offensive players.
Are you equal?
Martinelli is not me. I don't talk. I mean, I don't talk before. Martinelli is not good enough. Me as a coach, I don't pick Martinelli for normal match. If my team, maybe Manchester United, maybe Everton, maybe Burnley, I'm coaching a big team that holds on to possession. Martinelli will never be my bench, let alone be my starting 11. Trossard, I might forgive. He can be on my bench, no problem. But if I play a team that plays possession-based football, I don't have anything to do with Martinelli.
Okay,
now you are looking for offensive players. Don't get players that play counter-attacking football. You want players that would offensively hold on to the ball, pass the ball when they need to pass the ball, play the ball when they need to play the ball, and you don't have any of that in your offense outside Bukayo Saka. Even the likes of the striker you have, the Kai Havertz.
The fake striker you have.
He's still a player for counter-attacking football.
At the end of the day, it's like Arsenal coaching staff know what they are doing, or they don't know what they are doing. You can sit down and analyze anything we want to analyze.
They know what they are doing.
But if they say that they don't, for example, Real Madrid bought Vinicius fast player and Rodrigo fast player. Do you understand? And bought Mbappe fast player. It depends on how you want to manage your team. Because everybody says, I don't compare Real Madrid with Arsenal, but even though they are buying defenders, everybody knows that the defense is strong. But I don't know why they are buying the 20-year defender. But if you look at the other transfer they are looking to bring in Rodrigo. It didn't start last night. It was introduced about.
It was rumored since the end of
they are
season.
looking for Rodrigo, and now for yesterday's rumors, they are looking for Ebere Chieze from Crystal Palace.
Midfielder.
Even though he can play from the left side of an attack. Even in Crystal Palace, he was playing behind Mateta.
Godwin.
So they are looking for two attacking players now, even though the Arsenal wants attacking players.
Let's be honest.
The defender
Profile Chikwueze has is a midfielder, not an attacker.
Thank you. But not even that one. Let me start from another angle, right? I don't like this pattern I'm seeing where you need a winger, but you're profiling players that can play in that, rather than getting an outright fix. That's the first thing. Because you need a 9, you got a Havertz, at least he can and you to show you that you didn't sign him to be a 9, you were playing him in that 6th position that Declan Rice is playing right now. It didn't work. You moved him up to Odegaard's position. It didn't work. And then you put him up front and he scored a couple lucky goals and you have a 9 now. This is the perennial mistake. And I think why this is happening is because Arteta is too close to the image. He needs to zoom out. He needs to go back and have a bigger perspective. That's why they say that as managers of a project or a business, you need to be working on the problems on the business, not in. Because in the business, you will not see where the business is going to. You need to work on. That means you need to zoom out 30,000 feet and look at that club again. Look at who you are going to possibly meet in Europe and do the right thing for the fans and for the team.
And number 2, you have to understand again that the transfer window are not officially open. Even though that some deals are easier to close and some deals are hard to close. So I'm not going to bother what they are going to do. For example, let's go to our YouTube channel and read some of the comments because Obina is making some points here. Obina is saying when it comes to Arsenal, you guys are analyzing with sentiment. Many players will leave Arsenal this season and you expect Arsenal to start making panic buys when the transfer window is winding down. Arteta has also made it clear that a striker will come in before the preseason starts on July 19th, on the 19th of July. Kiwa, Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, and many more will leave. Relax, a striker will come in. I think it makes sense. Sometimes, as I said before, I read this comment. Some deals are easier to close. Some deals are far. If you are looking for an elite striker, for example, maybe from Sesko or Gyökeres or whatever it is, or even Rodrigo, Real Madrid will not just dash you Rodrigo. You need to negotiate and negotiate and negotiate. Some deals again, especially if they don't have
you negotiate.
Florian Wirtz, the biggest or joint biggest transfer. Was it 5 months?
I think the problem is if you have a release clause, it's easy. What they activate release clause, talk to a player active release clause. Club have just have to set.
Rodrigo has a release clause.
But if you don't have a release clause,
Rodrigo has a release clause.
That means
Victor Gyökeres has release clause. They've told you 62 million. The release clause. Rodrigo, I think, is about 80 million plus release clause. These two players have release clause. I don't know about Benjamin Sesko also. He might not have, so it's difficult to negotiate something out of there. But now look at it from this angle. Someone said with sentiment, these players have at least 4 years in their contracts. We're not expecting Arsenal to do any panic buys in the summer next summer. But you have players that will play for you for the next 3 years, 2027, 2028. These are where their contract expires. Some of them 2026 summer. Some. Now, Partey is leaving. I understand why you need a midfielder. We've already tackled that one. Now, we're talking about the ones that you already have and you're getting in. Bros, before you want to build, you've built foundation. Like I said, if you want to rebuild
a foundation, leave that one.
I'm like I said, if you want to rebuild your team, you build foundation, which is the defense. Start from defense, build, go to midfield, build them before you build attack. Arsenal have done this for the past 5 years. They've built on defense, they've built on midfield. They are lacking in offense. We've seen it for the past 2 years.
That's what we are seeing.
So when this once the transfer window starts immediately, the first thing you should go for is finishing, which is your offense. And Arsenal does not have an offense now, and you're telling me
wait first. The window starts July 1. The window is not open, number 1. Arsenal preseason starts on 20th of July, and Arteta has told you that the striker will come before preseason. So why are you even bothered about?
Now, do you know the mistake Man United have made?
The window open July 1, but people will sign this Club World Cup window. Waiting to them
because they are playing Club World Cup.
But other teams signed. Liverpool not the Club World Cup.
Okay,
Liverpool have signed. Man U have signed.
When did they confirm it's not just last week.
Less than a week, they've confirmed.
See, they submitted a bid. They said before they even submitted a bid, they were still negotiating on how to get him from 150 to 115. Now, once they agreed on that, they went in and submitted the bid. And see, the day where you call sign, when they announced, the day where you sign, they already agreed deal with. What they do be say, book. I know just say I'm signing it today. Come to medicals tomorrow.
What I'm saying
we'll book because that's not the only you get hospital.
Transfer will never open, right? Number 1, and Arteta says that a striker will come before preseason. So
not today.
Until that reach,
you have about preseason.
Not today.
Arsenal has a match on July 19th.
Not
preseason officially starts on July. So when it happens, they see how you can criticize. we are analysts. We can analyze anything. I have seen Roy Keane them analyze rubbish in
the pattern has been with Arsenal in particular. The pattern is perennial. The pattern is persistent. It's not the first time that they've crossed into panic buys.
Since you guys brought Liverpool into this, Liverpool has signed 5 players. We'll talk about 3. We'll talk about 3. They signed one guy from Romania or so. I mean somebody, a goalkeeper to replace Gallagher that is leaving. They've already completed that signing. If he has already booked medicals, done and dusted. Now, Liverpool, you're talking about, has signed 5 players.
Thank you.
Come into the team early, train. So you know what the philosophy
training has not started with Liverpool. They are still on holidays. What are you saying?
But this transfer has been completed.
We're talking about this.
Transfer has been completed.
Some players, their family has a player.
You know, in Premier League last season, everybody when you pursue and we don't strengthen. You are still.
Preseason starts in January. What I'm saying is that until end of July ends, if Arsenal does not boost their attack, we can complain. But now I think Obina is right. Obina is saying, I thought I said a striker will come, but the point is that what type of striker will he buy? That's even the problem for Arsenal fans. Is this Sesko or you can find one 19-year-old person and talk about, okay, let's join our senior analyst, Bowie. Bowie is calling, so he give us his own analysis. He's an Arsenal fan. He likes Arsenal and Real Madrid, so he give us his own in-depth inside information about.
Before he calls, not call Ateta for phone.
Good morning, Bowie.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
People are arguing this thing left, right, and center. First of all, kudos to Real Madrid yesterday. We are beginning to see the way the coach wants Madrid to play. And that team, I think, if Mbappe comes back now, it will get stronger and better. Now they have options on the bench. Now we're not even thinking of Eder Militao at all, because the new guy, the new Hussein, Rudiger is there. The other young boy, Vinicius, Ramos, he got a red card. That's 3 of them. Then you now add the guy coming back later on, the Brazilian defender Militao. It's going to be a good one. Then this young striker too that is playing now, in Mbappe's absence, is not looking bad.
Yeah.
Garcia also is a solid left back that is growing. Trent is also doing so. The midfield is choked with players, and you can have Rodrigo on the bench and still play that kind of football. So I think he will do well, the coach. But I like the fact that he has put a lot of responsibility and praise on Adagula. That young boy is a footballer. You know, now he likes him. He's letting him play, express himself. And I think if he does that, the young boy will really, really, really do well. And Grosso Madrid is looking okay, at least looking serious now to see if they can get back to winning ways next season. Now, for the transfer argument, it's very simple. I have said this before. I'm an Arsenal fan, but Arsenal is the most useless club in the world right now.
Thank you.
2 ways to it. You can't be second, and you are still doing like you don't know what you want. And you are right. Somebody just won the league, 10 points ahead of you, and they have spent already £220 million for a team that did not even need many players. You know, right back was the first to come in. Frimpong arrived immediately, straight left. Now they've got one of the best left back in the season for cheap money. 40 million for Kekes is very cheap. But that guy is a dangerous footballer. Now they've gotten Florian Wirtz again, a proven 10, to add to Gravenberch, McAllister, and all those dangerous players in that midfield is there. Goalkeeper has come in again. What else do you want from a team who looks very serious? City have signed almost all their signings already. They're already playing in the Club World Cup. Liverpool players are going to resume in the next 3 weeks after holiday. The Arsenal will know. 1 week into the season, they'll still be signing players. The players will not take 2 months to adapt to the style of the play of the coach, and everybody then will be complaining. Now, Arsenal needs to strengthen, right? I don't know what the cost is with Arsenal and midfielders. You need a forward. Yeah, first of all, signings will be Mendy. Okay, now we understand because you didn't want to keep Partey. Partey should not have left for me in the first instance. Because
Thank you.
You can't let Partey go and sign the Brentford
Captain, yes.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Thank you.
Sorry to say that, because you're letting a 32-year-old go, you're signing a 31-year-old. It's not making any sense to me. Why can't you keep? Because Partey was arguably your second or third best player last season.
Valid
For the
point.
first time, he didn't get injured for a very long time. It means he's on the upward rise.
Yes.
He has gone for free. You could never sell it to any club. That is one of it. Okay, getting the Brentford captain is okay. Juventus is okay. Now, midfield looks very settled. Arsenal's major problem is a winger to also back up for Saka or Martinelli and a striker. There's still a debate now. Are you buying they call that top boy? Forgotten his name, Sesko, or
Gyökeres.
That argument, when I watch you guys' video, the two arguments are not bad. But for me, you don't need a striker who will come and take 1 or 2 seasons to kick off. You need somebody who has been scoring 30, 40 goals per season immediately to come in there and start banging in the goals, and you can see if you win the league. So they're getting slow. Yesterday, I looked at they're starting the defender out. They're starting another defender again.
Yes, Mascura.
Which is not bad. You need backup to Saliba and Gabriel. Keyword did a very good job. So that is beautiful. But give the fans what they want. Give them a number 9. That should be the first sign itself before anybody to come into that team. So I think Better knows what he's doing. Maybe 2 more players will come in. We'll see how it goes. But so far, it's scary to see what Liverpool is doing and Man City is doing. And Arsenal, who should be fighting to win that league, is being very, very slow in the market. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, other transfer news before we start taking other calls. Tottenham is probably myself, Romero. They have a £60 million for him. So Atletico Madrid is looking to buy him. We have already told you that Arsenal is looking for a better chance. Tottenham is also looking for a better chance. They said, let's see where he will move. Napoli and Juventus are probably willing to pay for Jordan Santos, but the problem is already that's his 250,000 wage that he's collecting. Nobody is obviously going to pay that. So he needs to find a way to do it. We told you already that Liverpool are still talking with Maguire. So let's see if that he's going to move to Liverpool, because Liverpool needs a backup defender in that team, because they only have Konate and Van Dijk.
Konate is already out to the stage. I think some clubs are looking for him also. Real Madrid.
He's on the final year of his contract.
Real Madrid is also eyeing him, and PSG now.
He still has a
contract. He has a contract, so he's still on to any moves will make. They will see. Gyökeres is on the news again. Remember, we told you Gyökeres might choose between Arsenal and Manchester United. So we'll see where he will end up. And Sesko too. Everybody is talking about this player. Chelsea are still talking with Gittins to bring him from Borussia Dortmund. Let's see if that deal, after the club workout, they continue that negotiation. They are trying to offer him, pay Dortmund £50 million for him to come to Chelsea. Let's see if that will work out for him. Okay, let's start taking phone calls. The number to call is 0706-048-5853. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Alonso. Good morning, John. Good morning, everybody in the studio.
Good morning.
My location, please.
Yes, on your Vitalis Coaches that Stafford Bridge, aka West Ham.
Okay. What is your contribution?
I hear you put there when they ask Alonso which will catch this Club World Cup. They say they want to say Inter Milan, also say Man City.
Sorry, John said Man City.
John said Man City.
John said Man City.
Okay, John said Man City. Okay. You will not forget about Chelsea.
Inter Milan, they wear blue too now.
No, it's Inter Milan, not Chelsea.
Inter Milan, they wear blue.
The fact is that you see Chelsea where you put neglect. You will see what will happen though. I'm telling you. When I use the mouth talk and produce you in a studio saying, I don't know Chelsea will reach this extent. I'm telling you honestly. Yes. And I strongly believe this Chelsea now will do something for this World Cup. We are going to carry this World Cup because you cannot take it.
Okay.
I'm telling you honestly. Yeah, because the channel where we play is a channel we can reach to the final.
All right.
So I want to advise all the whole Premiership because we get players, assorted players who they say, Joan Feli, because they should come and carry all of them one by one.
Now Arsenal, all this like we call now midfielders. Now Arsenal they call Arsenal for phone when they come back.
Yeah, just have to stay who loves players. Yeah, if they need to make transfers. Okay, let's take more phone calls. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Godwin.
Good
morning. Good morning, John.
Welcome.
Morning.
This is Engineer Desno from Transecro.
Okay.
Welcome.
Godwin, I want to ask you a question. Let me start from your side. If why need to drink water, is it good for you to get that water down before you're hungry for the water, or after you're hungry for the water, decided to go look for the water?
Drink it before.
It's good for you to get the water down.
Yes.
Don't cover Mikel Arteta, please. your senior journalists already make everything too simple to every Arsenal fan.
Thank you.
I am a guy Arsenal fans act. The first player to get inside that Emirates is striker.
Simple.
It go on from starting from back. You don't have problem about that one. Do a right thing in the right time. If you get player in the right time, they will master each other. They will know the tradition of the game. They will know the tradition of the club. Getting in late, he will give you a time before he explains. You see the time when they start league, when you pursue that cup. Everybody try to put in hands for that cup. That thing that striker started to master the striker. The striker started to master defender. Defender started to master the winger. It's not possible that way. It's not working that way. I will continue telling you, John, please do me a favor. Just do me a favor. You know, it's so.
Okay, I think we lost.
Coach,
Yes.
Spoke to him the way, the language the guy will understand. If that guy not do what he's doing, they need to shut.
Straight up.
Thank you very much. Okay. I think I
don't know.
have one more season. I
don't know why people are talking about Benjamin Sesko. This guy is free in the market. Then they avoid them. Jonathan.
Let's take more calls. You know Sabi say no Sabi now. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Now you. Good morning. Name my location, please.
I could see in the studio. This is Alex calling on.
Okay.
Please, you see, even though I'm a United fan, I like Arsenal. In fact, I love Arsenal. From after my in the English Premier League, I think Arsenal is the team I support. Last 3 or 4 seasons, I was among those people that used to clamor, even in other stations, that what Arteta is building in Arsenal is something formidable, and he has gone over the seasons to show that. So since you know that you left what is his name, Pedro, you left him to go, and you brought in Andre Beta, and I thought that by now there would have been, sorting some things out. It's surprising to me. It's surprising to me that you know that you need players. And probably if you know that if you just add £50,000 on top of Thomas Partey, this thing, at least probably you would have accepted. I think
yes.
Increment in that salary every month. Every week. Why can't you just give it to him? You are going to get a part 1 year old. Is it because of the salary you'll be paying that guy? Of course, you accept to come to Arsenal. Why don't you just probably take a 9? Even if it's a false 9, even if it's a 9 that is manageable, because I remember in the time of Eric Ten Hag, he brought in
Warehouse to come and play 10.
It's a standard 9 for us in the future. Just for a management striker that so far you know that he can back. Even if you go to Brazil, you get. Even if you go to Belgium, you see. You are coming here, bringing in the midfielders, and now you don't need to focus on 9. You are going to get a defender from Valencia. It's appalling, and it's surprising to me. I think if you should go this season again, second, I think you should be thinking of.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Valid point.
Finally, on our YouTube channel, remember, guys, you are always live on YouTube Monday to Saturday on at Vote FM Sport. And Joseph Ibe is saying, Godwin, I suspect you. It be like say you be Arsenal fan. Okay, I don't know. Please, guys, what is Leon? Okay, Thiago Leon, that United signed. That went back on loan.
It's coming over July 1. You go arrive.
So Benedict is saying others are getting their attacking force strong, but here comes the Netflix SC. We get Odegaard now. They are going for Norgard for them to guard our second position next season. Arsenal is like without data, like a phone without data. Okay, Chuku Obina is saying Partey and Jorginho are leaving, and you think we don't need a midfielder? Arsenal has over £200 million transfer kitty, and they have not spent up to 90 million. Eze and Sesko up next. One problem Arsenal has always over the past season has always been squad depth. One player goes injured and all collapses. They are currently solving that. I will call to bash you when the striker comes. Okay, finally, an athlete is saying, Igwe Chelsea, I want to tell you that if care is not taken, Chelsea will be eliminated in the quarterfinals of the Club World Cup. This trophy belongs to City. Okay, let's see if that will happen. Tomorrow we'll come back here and talk about the Club World Cup, and remember the knockout stages of the Club World Cup starts today by 5 p.m. I'll talk about more transfer news tomorrow. Thank you for joining us today's show. My name is Godwin, and have a wonderful day.
And welcome to Vote
So let's tell you, and the presidential FA Cup.
Eagles Chelsea.
Now tomorrow. No, I'm not saying we talk about it. Now the match is tomorrow, so we'll come and talk about
entertainment.
Tomorrow we'll talk about it.